Kat of Kattalestv, and it's the night before the big money fight. And I just want to do a quick video because I did watch the last presser between Mayweather and Conor this morning. I really didn't like how Conor came across this last presser. It's very interesting because Mayweather was very humble, very thankful to the many people that have brought him so much success. It was almost like his swan song. And Conor just came off as the cocky new kid on the block. You know, all of us have different personality traits and flaws, but it reminded me of the things I don't like about Conor that I saw when he was fighting against Nate Diaz, and he was making fun of people who, he was making fun of Nate because Nate was doing charity work helping young kids and older people with martial arts, and I thought that was really tacky, and I did a video about that when it happened. But going back to the news conference, or press conference, sorry, the energy seemed very different. You know, Conor got a few digs in because he was talking about Mayweather being, into gambling. And Mayweather just seemed very cool and collected, and almost kind of sad. So I don't know if this is just acting on their part because they want more people to watch the fight and more people to change the betting so it's more equal. I don't know. But I will tell you one thing, because William Morris now owns UFC, you're talking about big business, international business. You're dealing with, sponsors and money on so many different levels, the restaurateurs, the hotels, the promotions, the commercials, the cable that's promoting the fight, all those things, all these people are making tons of money. So I never know if things are legit or not. All I can say is that, Conor was very, very smart. He's not just being a UFC fighter. And I always knew Dana liked him. It was so obvious before, but it really shows with this, this fight. Conor has always been the golden child for Dana. I noticed that. And I just recently, like the last 2 or 3 years I've been into UFC, I wasn't familiar with it. But one of the reasons why I was is because of Conor McGregor. When I saw him, I thought, this is a star, this is a rock star. So he's proven that, and he's brought a lot of people that weren't into UFC into it, and now that he's doing this cross fighting style, he's bringing a whole bunch of people into it, and people who didn't know about UFC are now knowing it because of Conor McGregor. Plus, there's a lot of Irish fans that are flying all the way from Ireland to see Conor. So, Conor is really big business. He's very, very smart. One of the sad things about life, and this goes for me too, sometimes when you do stuff because you love it, and you're very, into that, you may not be thinking about money. Lately, there's been some people who say to me, oh my God, all you care about is money. And it's funny, the people that are complaining about that are some of the richest people I know. The producer for Expendables, by the way, he's worth billions of dollars, and he's saying, oh, you talk about Conor and the $100 million fight, and I was like, dude, when you realize that you've spent your life being more of an artist and not being more practical, pragmatic, not having the kind of money where you can fly to Vegas and go to a fight and cover it, and stay in a nice hotel, and you don't have decent health care. These are issues that when you don't have money you have to think about, and when you're waiting for your checks from your agents to pay you and you're living from hand to mouth, these are things that bother you. And that's sort of the things that have been going on with me. And by the way, I did apply to cover this fight. Jim Gray, the sportscaster, he actually told me, oh, you should apply, and I did. It was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the fight, but it was already pretty much booked ahead of time, and I didn't get accepted. So just so you know that. What else I want to say in regards to the presser, I noticed the girls, the spokesmodels that didn't speak, who were just standing there wearing their Corona outfits. I just thought, that is a prime example of just dumb sexism. UFC does it, I guess boxing does it too, where you just have these chicks standing there looking stupid. And it just bugs me because there's a lot of sexism in the UFC, and I'm sure in boxing too, but lately, like I said, I've been watching UFC, not boxing. So it just seems like majority of these guys are meatheads, and all they care about is like, the big guy. Some of these guys are doing steroids, like, what's his name? John Jones just got busted for steroids. But these aren't the smartest guys on the block. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys like to fight. A lot of them have gotten themselves in trouble, and like I guess the UFC is a place for them to give out their violent tendencies and give them an outlet and possibly make money. But most of these fighters are not very smart. They're not saving their money. They're not getting a higher education. They're not working on businesses to be more successful. And these same problems is something that I look at myself about. So just because I critique them, don't think that I'm not looking at myself, critiquing myself and going, what the F am I doing? You understand? So if I talk about money, it's because I need to make more. And what you guys don't know is, like, number one, some of the people that I like shooting the most and some of the people that you guys like watching the videos to, I'm going to be totally straight up. If you saw my sales for some of the photographs that I've taken, they went for $1.40 in Europe, like in, I think, France or Hungary or something like that. And I told my agents, like, don't ever sell my exclusive shots for $1.40 to anybody. I don't care. But you guys have no idea. You think it's all easy and I'm making tons of money and it's all fun and dandy. It is not true. I am going to court on Monday in regards to a case that's been going on for 3 years where I got robbed. And supposedly the restitution is going to be handed out, but the restitution is not going to include all the things that I lost and all the damages that I suffered. But meanwhile, people think I'm living the life and having the best of times, and you have no idea. So all I'm trying to say is my mind is on my money, and I learned that loudly from Conor and also my mom. But he's not just in there to get injured. He's in there to make money and to make history. And Floyd, and I'm not knocking him at all, but this is supposedly his last fight, and he's going to make $100 million plus off of this. But Conor's 29 and he's doing it. So you know what I'm saying? We have to be smarter about how we achieve things. That's all I'm saying. And I've learned that as a flaw that I have. I've been too artsy-fartsy and not more focused on money, and I'm paying the price for it now. So I hope that if you're hearing what I'm saying, I hope you get what I'm saying. But I hope they have a very amazing fight. And also, I think for Conor, this is like a sparring contest. He's getting paid $100 and something million to spar with one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's getting paid to practice. I mean, I think that's amazing. And that's what I'm saying is Conor thinks outside the box. You have someone like John Jones or some of these other fighters, Nate Diaz, whatever. They're great fighters, but are they making the kind of money they need to be making? Or are they making the choices they need to be making to be more successful? And John Jones, if he does test positive for whatever steroids or whatever they think sports enhancement stuff that he has, his pretty much career is over. So he wasn't really smart. I'm just, you know what I mean? So again, I wish I was in Vegas. I swear, I wish I was there like 2 weeks ago covering all the madness. But I also wish the UFC would get better with the way they treat women, and even some of Conor McGregor's camp. They made jokes about women marching during the Women's March earlier this year against Trump, the resistance and stuff. And I took offense to that. I don't like that. People from all different backgrounds were protesting the racist, sexist, ignorant agenda of Donald Trump. And for you guys to laugh at it and say stuff like, oh, these women Where are the women's march? Well, who's going to make the sandwiches for the husbands? That just shows how you're part of the problem. The other issue is Dana White, you know, promoted Trump at the Republican National Convention. So I'm not really down with Dana's political stance, and the people that all they care about is making money, and they don't care about people who are actual workers. And there's nothing wrong with being a worker. That's the other thing, is people make fun of people who work hard, who strive to be better, who take care of their family, who, you know, have small businesses or whatever they do. And I think that's not right. They look at Conor. Conor's came from nothing and he worked hard. But why is Conor better than someone else who's done the same thing but is not as in the spotlight and not making as much money as he does? So like I said, the people you hang around with reflect on you. And if you have a bunch of chauvinist pigs laughing at women who are standing up against oppression, I don't like you. I hope that makes sense. But also, UFC, do better with the women, those bots you have standing around in underwear, bathing suits. You know, I never understood it before, but for some reason that press conference today, and I'm sorry, my boobies are looking like I'm just wearing a weird dress that makes my boobs look like they're hanging out. But anyway, I'm sorry about that because I'm talking about those women. But what I'm trying to say is, have more women involved with the UFC, not just a sexual arm candy. All right? So if you're in Vegas, have a great time. Tip your waiters, tip your servers, tip your doorman. Be nice to the people that make your trip better. And again, I just want to say thank you guys and ladies so much who watch my videos. You don't know, every little bit helps, so I really appreciate it. I need to get my shit together. I'm working on it. But again, I did apply for to cover the fight, but I didn't get picked. I'm just letting you guys know the struggle is real. Again, this is Kattalestv. Thank you guys, and have a great fight, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. There's more important things going on in the world right now, but you know, we all deserve a distraction, you know. But I hope, again, I've said this online, I hope there's no brain trauma or no concussions and stuff like that going on with this fight. And I hope it's a really great match of skill. And I wish the best to both of you guys. All right, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.